I first started gardening about 15, maybe 14 years ago, and my gardening has evolved so much since then. It's kind of crazy. First time I got a cucumber plant, I don't think I even knew what a cucumber would look like when it was fully grown, like the plant, but I did it anyway, and I've learned so much along the way. And one of the things that people tell me more often than not when I tell them that I garden is that they would love to garden, but they can't keep plants alive. It's just another thing they need to water and take care of, and eventually they end up forgetting to water the plants and the plants die. Well, I can tell you this has always been a concern of mine because it seems to be like the number one reason that gardens fail. So, when we moved recently and I set up this huge garden, huge for me, it's eight 4x8 garden beds and they're tall, they're like 2 feet tall. When I went to set this up, I knew I wanted to automate watering as much as possible. And there were many reasons for this. One, convenience. I didn't want life to get busy and for my garden to just die because I couldn't water it. I didn't want to risk overwatering. That could definitely be a challenge, especially in Florida where we get some seasons where it just pours nonstop. And the other thing that I really wanted to make sure I avoided was watering the leaves. And I don't know if you know this, but for most plants, maybe all the plants, you generally don't want to water the leaves because it can lead to a lot of disease and problems. And it can also end up burning your leaves if you live in a place like Florida where the sun can be really strong. You don't want your leaves to be wet. So I wanted a system that was going to be fully automated, hands off from the time that I like sow a seed until I harvest, and would also water at the roots. And I tried a few different options. I did a ton of research. And I landed on Garden in Minutes Garden Grid, which you see me setting up here on some of my beds. Now, I purchased two of these as part of a test, and then they gifted me another two. And you're seeing when I'm actually setting up the second set of two garden grids. And when I did the test, I was so impressed and so amazed at how easy these actually are to use, how well they work, how like customizable they are. And I really, really loved that they would work when I sowed seeds as well. So, one of the things that I saw with some of the options that I tried out was that they only worked when you had an established root system. But if you were to put seeds directly into the ground, you still had to water by hand until those roots grew. That's not the case with garden grids because the water can either go from like a little drip out, depending on how you set it up, or a stream that goes out like 3 to 4 inches. So your entire garden bed gets covered in water based on, how you set it up, of course, but you can set it up so that the entire garden bed is getting watered and it works whether you're sowing seeds, you're putting established plants in, whatever it might be. It works and it's always watering at the ground level. It's never going to water your leaves. So you're going to have so much healthier plants. The other thing that's really great about it is that you can basically daisy chain these grids together, which you saw me doing. They have these things called a manifold. And what the manifold does is it basically lets you connect one garden grid to a hose, to another manifold, to another garden grid, and so on. And so right now I've got four set up using these manifolds, and I'm hoping at some point to extend it out to six and maybe eight of them. So I would love to have my entire garden using these right now because I just love them that much. The other thing I did to make the Garden in Minutes garden grids even better for me personally is I hooked them up to a garden hose splitter that has a timer and like an app that checks the weather. So the garden grids basically water on a set schedule that I set up in the app. And because of the way the app works, and this is separate from Garden in Minutes, this is like a separate piece, but I hooked up the Garden in Minutes garden grids to this. If it's going to rain today, let's say, and it was supposed to water my plants, it won't water them. It'll pause the watering and then it'll water them, continue on the schedule the next day or the next watering, whatever it might be, so they don't get overwatered. So this irrigation system that I set up is completely and fully automatic. And I could not be more in love with it. It works so well. And later in this video, you're actually going to see some of the starts that I put into the garden and then see how they turned out a few weeks later, they just exploded. I actually went away on vacation for like about a week or so, and then it got super cold. So I didn't really go out to the garden much. And admittedly, I didn't check on things for a little while, but because of how amazing the garden grids are, they just continued watering everything for me. And when I came out and I saw the garden, I was completely floored at how everything had just exploded and grown. And I can tell you, I have tried to grow cabbage and broccoli countless times back when I lived in Virginia. And now, actually, this was the first time here. No, second time here. I've tried to grow them and I have never been successful growing cabbage and broccoli. For the first time ever, I have like the most beautiful cabbage and broccoli plants, and it makes me just so happy. And I have more lettuce than I can actually eat. It's kind of insane. I'm actually like legitimately trying to get through it because it's just so beautiful and tastes so good. Um, but it produced so much more than I can eat. And I really think it's all thanks to the garden grids. So let's go through some of the criteria I usually look at when I'm considering a product and reviewing it. You can already tell I am a big fan of them. I bought two of them. I reached out to the brand and I told them how obsessed I was and that I wanted to get some more of them. And that's why they invited me to join their affiliate program and gave me an exclusive coupon code for you guys to use, and sent me some more because I just ranted and raved to them about how much I love it. And you can probably hear that now as well. But let's go over, some of the kind of criteria that I would normally look at. So when I review a product, I tend to think about, is the quality of the product really good? Is it going to hold up? Is it a good value? Does it deliver what they say it's going to deliver? And if I were to start over again, would I turn to this product again? So let's go through those categories and just talk about them for a second. So, is it good quality? Yes, the garden grids from Garden in Minutes are an amazing quality. They were shipped really, really well. All four of them that I got came in perfect like condition. There were no issues whatsoever. And looking at all the connections and just the way it's designed and put together and the products that they used, it is without a doubt very, very high quality, and I'm very happy with it. I expect these to last an extremely long time. But if you look on their website, they do have replacement parts in case you ever did need it. Truthfully, these aren't really going to be moving, and I don't foresee them having any issue whatsoever. So, value, I actually priced out, if I were to try to replicate this with PVC pipe, could I do it? First of all, there's no way I could replicate what they've created in this product with PVC pipe. But even if I tried, the cost of the materials and the time involved would exceed what I'm getting from this product. So the price point is absolutely amazing. There's no doubt that you're getting what you expect out of this product as well. So they absolutely deliver what they promise. And would I do it again? Absolutely. A million times, yes. I've already said I intend to get more garden grids and put it in the rest of my beds. So absolutely would do this again. If you got any questions, comment below. I'd be happy to answer them. And if you decide to order them, please use my exclusive referral code, which will get you 7% off. That's code Rachel. And I hope you like these too. These are absolutely amazing, and they will, without a doubt, change your gardening game. And they come in multiple sizes. So whatever you need, they will have one for you.